Welcome everyone to Fueled by Coffee Podcast. My name is Matt, I'm your host, and I'm welcoming you all to another episode of Season 4. Today, I am joined by my new co-host, the one, the only, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. I'm joined by Tommy Vecs, professional wrestler, world champion, WWE superstar. Tommy, it's a blast to have you back on the pod.
Well, I'm not a WWE superstar. However, I am an avid supporter of Wawa.
And that is a great segue because today is the Wawa tribute episode. Tommy came up with this idea. We're both Wawa fanboys. Wawa, please sponsor me. I've been saying that since the advent of the podcast. So today we're just basically going to be chatting Wawa, our love for their food and their coffee, and chatting some memories. But as always, check out Fueled by Coffee Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. Give us a follow. You can also check us out on SoundCloud and other external podcast apps. Give us a follow. Give us some reviews. Check out our other episodes. Buy some merch. And we appreciate your support. But today, being that we are doing a Wawa episode, I am drinking this is my second Wawa today, actually. After work, I stopped to pick up some Powerball tickets at the Wawa on Broad Street. That's like my go-to. And
if you have a gambling addiction, call 1-800-GAMBLERS.
And I picked up an iced coffee earlier. I did the Mocha Mint iced coffee. It's really good. It tastes like it's basically mint chocolate chip ice cream in coffee form. It's really weird, but it's good. And now I'm just drinking a plain old regular classic Wawa hot in my Wawa tumbler thing that they had out for Christmas a couple years ago. And I believe I saw you. Do you have some Wawa as well on your end?
So I want everybody who's listening to this to look with their ears. Imagine a 24-ounce Wawa coffee in the confines of my hand. When I got there was no cinnamon bun coffee, unfortunately, so I went regular. But if you take a look at this other cup with your ears, this was yesterday's cup.
Oh, shit.
And that one was cinnamon bun.
Yeah, I saw the cinnamon bun after I had put my order in, and I was like, shit. Because I thought they got rid of that, because now they're advertising this blackberry cobbler shit. I don't know if I trust that. The blueberry is good, but blackberry, I
don't think fruit and coffee should be mixed together. Maybe I'm just psychotic, but those two things just not for me.
It really depends. I mean, I've had jelly donut coffee, I've had the blueberry, and I just don't know about blackberry. And also in Wawa news, this is sad Wawa news, by the way. I got this text from Kayla, my girlfriend, the other day, or today actually. She was like, so she works at the Quakertown Chick-fil-A, and it's right next to a Wawa. So she walked over to get some coffee after her shift, and she said, just went to get some coffee from Wawa, whatever. Went to get in my car, and she was like, here's my coffee.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we please have a moment of silence for that coffee?
She dropped it all over the parking lot in her shoes. Rip.
Yeah, that's sad. That's a sad time. But I still want that moment of silence. I'm serious about it. Thank you.
But anyways, Tommy was on an episode last season. We talked about just some of our favorite wrestling matches, the shit show that it is to be an indie wrestler. That was a fun one. It was a really, I would say, insightful episode because, I have friends who are in local music and like the local music scene, local bands and stuff. And it's cool to draw the comparisons of like indie wrestling to local music because it's very similar, the shit you go through. But for those who don't know, let's just do a little quick get to know you. Tommy's the new co-host of the podcast. Other than you being a professional wrestler and your favorite Christmas movie being the Jim Carrey Grinch, what are some other things that the Fueled by Coffee universe needs to know about you?
I like to drink lots of coffee, and I like Wawa. And that is pretty much what my world revolves around. Oh, and also Diet Mountain Dew is also something that my world revolves around. I like football and go Cowboys, by the way.
Disgusting.
See what I mean? You can look forward to an episode coming at some point where we're going to, I'm doing this, I'm putting it into the world right now.
Go for it.
Where we will be predicting the entire 2022-23 season. We're going to guess who's going to win the awards. as well as playoffs. I want to do an entire playoff bracket.
Oh my God.
And I want to do it incredibly too early, as soon as the schedule comes out, so that way we don't even know who's where.
Yeah, as soon. I feel like we should record that like as soon. Well, this episode will drop after the draft, but we'll have to definitely record that right after the draft, just so we know, so we could have like rookie of the year predictions and stuff like that,
Yep, and they're all going to be awful takes, but that's okay.
That's the whole point. But yeah, so Tommy, big welcome to the podcast. We're happy to have you on. This will be a blasty blast. For those who don't know, Tommy is going to be on 2 episodes this season, as well as Aaron, our other co-host, and that Super Bowl NFL season prediction episode is going to be all 3 of us together. So, Aaron and I are both lifelong Eagles fans, and Tommy's a Cowboys fan, so that should be interesting.
I'll allow it.
But let's move forward. So, for those who don't know, for those who haven't listened to the podcast regularly, what is Wawa?
So Wawa is like the light at the end of a dark tunnel. Wawa's like the sunrise after a bitter cold night.
This is poetic. I'm crying.
Yeah. Wawa is like playing Minecraft and finding your first diamonds.
That is a very, very good analogy. I love that one.
Wawa is like getting your first nuke on Modern Warfare 2.
Okay. Yeah,
that's all I got. I don't know. I can't think of much more.
I would totally agree. Wawa, I mean, there's dozens and dozens of them, but it's, the one in Florida doesn't matter as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, no, that doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
They don't even have winter there, so.
Yeah, exactly.
So that Florida shouldn't even be in America, to be honest.
But Wawa is like a mid-Atlantic / East Coast, like diamond in the rough. That Minecraft analogy is perfect because, you could be driving through the shittiest part of Pennsylvania, but if you see a Wawa, it just lights up the street corner,
Yeah.
Some
Very
of them,
much so.
So it's basically, for those who don't know, it's a convenience store that specializes in coffee, and I hate when people call it a gas station. I'm looking at
you. They do have gas, but no, it's not a gas station. It's more.
It was a convenience store before it was a gas station. They didn't always used to have gas pumps. But yeah, they have coffee. They have hoagies. For those who don't know what a hoagie is, it's a fucking sub. And just other snacks and random bullshit. Super, super good. They also have air pumps that are always either, the line is always either like 12 cars long, or they're broken and wrapped in like caution tape.
Yeah.
It's like,
so if it's like a false sense of hope, right? So you pull in, it's like, oh, thank God there's no line. I can put some air in my tire.
Yeah.
Psych.
I remember the one time, it was a couple of years ago, right before Christmas, Aaron and I were driving. His car has had a bent rim in it for I don't know how long now. And so he has to regularly put air in his tire. And I remember we drove around to like 4 or 5 different Wawas in the area. And like all of them had a line and he didn't want to wait. And then we eventually just came back around to Broad Street and he's like, all right, I guess I'll just wait. He was just so defeated by, and I think that's when the joke started about the air pump always being like 6 cars deep.
So when it comes to the Wawa gas pumps, right? Mm-hmm. I honestly, that is the one thing, like, I'll just go to fucking Sheetz and get their air and pay for it.
You have to pay for it.
That is the only thing. That is the only thing on planet Earth that I'd rather get from Sheetz, and it's their air because there's no line. Do you have to pay for it? I don't know.
See, so I remember I've only been to a Sheetz one time, and it was driving through upstate New York with Aaron, and we pulled in because it was early, and we wanted to get some breakfast sandwiches, and I just remember walking in and thinking, like, Sheetz almost seems like Wawa's little brother that wants to try and be as cool as Wawa, but they're just not. And another point. Go ahead.
It's Wawa's fat diabetic fried food brother. It's subpar in my opinion.
Oh no, exactly. That's my point. And the other point that has been raised by my brother-in-law Sean, and even I think Kayla's on board with this one, is that Sheetz is for fuckboys. The guys
That's
with
fair.
the lowered Subarus and the lowered Volkswagens and and the basketball wheelchair tires that are sticking out.
Yeah,
and car thotties. So
One day. We'll make a video, the fueled by video coffee, whatever the fuck. So here's what we're gonna do, right? We're gonna pull up in my little shitty S10, the little rust bucket. We're gonna pull in, we're gonna rev up, and then we'll go ahead and we'll just fucking peel out, just to prove a point.
That'll go in the newsletter. Bonus content.
Yeah, we'll put a video in the newsletter.
For those,
is that a thing?
Yeah, for those who don't know, we have a monthly newsletter that's going out. You can sign up through our link tree, which is found in our social media accounts. But yeah, so Wawa specializing in coffee and subs and stuff. What is your go-to order? Because I know mine changes, but I have a couple that are pretty solid if I'm just in a pinch and need to grab something quick.
All right, so I just pulled into Wawa. I dealt with the parking lot. I got lucky enough to not get into an accident this time, right?
Right.
So I pull into my spot. I hop out of the car. Go into the Wawa. I'm going to the order screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting an Italian hoagie, classic, of course, because I'm not a bum. I'm going to get some lettuce. I'm going to get some onions. I'm going to get some pickles. I'm going to get some of those banana peppers, which it just says hot peppers there.
Mm-hmm.
But they're the little banana peppers.
That always throws me off because I'm always like, are these banana peppers? They look like banana peppers. Why can't you just call them banana peppers?
Because they don't do that in Wawa land, and I respect them for it. I'm going to throw some mustard on there.
Ooh.
I like to throw a little Parmesan up on that, Bad Larry.
Parmesan.
Yes,
Ooh,
sir.
Shit, new T-shirt.
Yes, sir. And then like some oregano and some whatever the other seasonings are. That's not Old Bay because fuck Old Bay. And then I'm going to go ahead and press the little red button at the bottom that says complete your order.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to head over to the refrigerators, right? And I'm going to get myself, because I'm a good boy, I'm going to get myself a Diet Pepsi, but the cherry variation of it.
Okay. Why diet?
Are you following? Because I'm a good boy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
continue.
I won't get fat if I'm drinking diet soda, right?
Okay.
And then
Continue.
I walk over and I get one of these, a Tabasco Slim Jim.
Oh.
For those of you who can't see with your ears.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna fucking pay, and then I got to decide exactly where I'm gonna stand, who I want to block off.
That is true.
When I'm waiting for my sandwich, do I want to block the donuts? Maybe the self checkout that they added in there. You know, the little refrigerator island thing where you get your wraps and stuff.
Wait, bro, which one are you going to with the self-checkout?
Does the Broad Street one not have?
No.
I'm an 8th Ave is my home Wawa.
Okay.
Shanersville Road, whichever one.
Okay.
Depending on the side.
Okay, yeah.
The Broad Street one was my home Wawa for a long time. But, so when I was a young lad, my first Wawas was the one on 8th Ave there, the one that I go to now, right?
Okay, right.
But then I moved, and then Broad Street became my Wawa.
Gotcha.
But the world moves in full circles, man, and I'm back home. I'm back home, baby.
When you walked in, did they recognize you? Or they were like, hey, that's that guy. He grew up here.
Yes, absolutely. Did
I ever tell you that I speaking of growing up with Wawa, I feel like I, in one episode, told Wawa I would dedicate my firstborn son to them if they would sponsor the podcast, and they would serve a life's worth of work for Wawa just so I could have a coffee sponsorship.
Yeah.
Hasn't happened yet, but we're waiting.
All right, I'm going to double down on that, right? If Wawa sponsors me, I will impregnate my girlfriend for sole purpose of naming that kid Wawa. Make it happen.
Oh, shit. I don't think she would like... Well, so, for those who don't know, Tommy's girlfriend is from Maryland. Maryland is a cult.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's disgusting. Yeah, I see the shit she posts on Facebook, and I'm like, this is awful. This is sad.
So, I've met plenty of people. This is my hot take, right? Most of the people that I know that are from Maryland have since moved out of Maryland, right?
Right.
But for some reason, they still insist on putting their flag on the wall. To Mary Beth, I'm more important than living at home in her home state because she moved to live with me, obviously. Who wouldn't? But, yeah, but then she insists on putting a flag on her wall. If she moved back to Maryland, would she put a flag of me on the wall? I don't think so.
Interesting.
So,
yeah.
I don't know. I just see where her alliance is.
But either way, jumping back to the Wawa thing, yeah, you brought up a good point earlier about the Wawa parking lot, which I've actually mentioned on a a previous episode, I did a series of episodes called the Parks Sessions, where we set up and recorded like little 20-minute snippets in different parks in the area. And the first one was actually my first Wawa experience. And the one thing I had brought up was how like the parking lot's a war zone. And I think there are two places that are the most dangerous places in the world. It's not Compton. It's not, the ghettos and the slums of wherever. It's Wawa parking lots and Walmart parking lots. Have you ever been to the Walmart on 191?
That is what I would consider my home Walmart. If I need to go to Walmart, if I need my wrist tape, if I need a little spray bottle because I left mine at a show somewhere, 99 cents, I'm going. That's the spot.
Yeah. That Walmart parking lot is an absolute clusterfuck. But also, any Wawa parking lot, you got to watch you got to have eyes around your whole head because, people just fly around corners. They're zooming through. They don't give a fuck.
It's all that coffee. They're so hyped up on coffee in the morning. They're, fuck this.
But, Wawa parking lots are one of the most dangerous places in the world. But, so I guess for my go-to order, if we can wrap this up.
Oh, yeah, do that, and then we can talk about parking lots.
Yeah, so I think the Italian hoagie's a solid one. And last year, I got this bright idea when I was doing my donut frying job, and it was in the middle of the night. I would randomly get these cravings for food. It was like I was pregnant or something. And I was like, ooh, an Italian hoagie would be really good. The fixins, lettuce, tomato, onion, some provolone cheese, whatever. And then I was like, but what if I put that Chipotle sauce on it?
All right. I don't know if I like the combination of Italian meats with Chipotle sauce, but Wawa Chipotle sauce is to fucking die for.
Okay. Yeah. So I tried it, and holy shit. It was because I was like, oh, Italian and Mexican. Because I think that's maybe how it came up. I was like, has there ever been like an Italian and Mexican crossover in terms of food? And then that's what my mind went to. So I was like, all right. So I tried it, and it was banging. And then Kayla tried it, and she loved it. She thought it was banging. This year for New Year's, we got shit to make Italian hoagies and put Chipotle spread on it. So, like, it's a thing.
I didn't know that it was a thing. You may have made it a thing. But that might be dinner tonight.
Oh,
I might have to.
Dude, it's so good. It's so good. But yeah, so it's usually either like if I'm going for a cold cut thing, I go for the Italian with the Chipotle sauce on it. I've also had recently that I really, really dig the just the veggie burrito with just like the onions and peppers and rice and beans and stuff. That's really good. And then
kind of despise you for that. Where's the dead animal? If there's no dead animal, I'm not in.
Well, I actually have a burrito story. I think I've told it on the podcast before, but it was a long time ago, so I'll tell it again. But yeah, I've done the chicken one before, and it's good. But I don't know. The one night I was just like, oh, fuck it. We'll just go peppers and onions and rice and beans, and it was good. And then I also really like their roasted chicken on the brioche roll. It's really low in calories and it tastes great, so I don't know. But those are usually my go-tos. Is either like the Italian, a burrito, or the roasted chicken. It just depends on what I'm in the mood for. The burger's good. Yeah. The burger's good.
Oh, the burgers. So I compare the fries that they have, right? I compare them to like the Arby's curly fries minus the curl.
Mm-hmm.
They're really good. Oh, yeah. I appreciate a good Wawa fry.
Yeah. I think that's exactly what I thought the first time I had them too. Yeah, very good. I was like, the burger is like Burger King, but way better, and the fries are like Arby's, but way better. It's just on another level. And maybe to the average consumer, they would just say, no, it's about the same. But you know what? I will defend Wawa to my last breath.
They're fake. Those people are fake fans. Fake. And they don't deserve a sponsorship from Wawa, but we do.
Oh, of course.
We're the real troopers out here.
Yeah. But so let's move on and let's wrap up the whole parking lot discussion. I mean, aside from it, I've almost gotten hit in Wawa parking lots. I can't even tell you how many times. It's like every time I'm pulling in, I'm getting like Vietnam PTSD flashbacks. I hear the helicopters and, or even if I'm not driving, I'm like, gripping shit.
So this may be unrelated to the Wawa parking lot itself, but the Wawa parking lot entrance, like down by that area on Broad Street there, I personally know 2 people who were hit by cars there within like a month of each other.
Oh, shit.
So think about that. Do you think it's Wawa's fault that happened?
No.
Maybe somebody's too like jonesing for their sandwich or something like that, and they have to quick run somebody over to get there?
I don't know, man. Who are they? People that you're like friends with that got hit there, or you just like know who they are?
I know them through work.
Okay, I got you.
So yeah, they're not like amigos by any means, but
it wasn't like Aaron DiNardo getting hit.
Yeah. Oh, shout out Aaron DiNardo, Wawa employee.
Yep. Ryback.
The sick thread that's on the top of my head right now. It says Wawa on it.
Yep.
For those of you who can't hear my hat.
Yeah. For those of you who also don't know.
And there's
Ryback superfan.
Yeah. At Ryback superfan 69 on Twitter. You can go ahead and follow him there. So also the other Wawa issued parking lot. Well, the entrance to the parking lot, I guess we can call it. Right, so the one on 8th Ave there, Shanersville Road. So on the one exit, all traffic must turn right.
Okay, so this
but
is
some
the one
people
I'm
don't
thinking
follow
of.
that.
Okay.
Yes, some people don't follow that rule, and they're savages and they're animals. If somebody goes there and has their left turn signal on, and I have to wait because of that, I'll lay on the motherfucking horn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
That makes me mad.
Yeah,
I guess I'm just filled with rage in my. Quarter life crisis here.
It's rage for Wawa though, so it's rightly justified.
Yeah. It's not for Wawa. It's for me who's going to be doing the right thing and turning right. Just go to the other exit, bitch.
Yeah. So that's the one by Three Men and a Bagel, I think.
The fuck is that?
Oh, dude, you like breakfast sandwiches?
The only breakfast sandwich that I like.
Here we go.
Is it Wonderful Sizzly? My go-to Sizzly is I get the sausage, I get the egg and cheese.
Oh hell yeah! Okay,
on the croissant.
On the croissant.
Yeah, I didn't like it before, but like something came over me. Maybe it's the butter, maybe the heart stoppage.
I haven't had the croissant,
that's what I'm after.
I've normally gotten it on the bagel, or the one time I was
Bagel's
there.
Good.
The one time I was there, I haven't seen it since. They had it in between two waffles.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm not a waffle guy.
Oh, really? See, I don't know. I think it was just at the time. I think that was my first Wawa run, which is a perfect segue if we're going into Sizzlies. My first Wawa run, for those who haven't heard the Parks episode, was with our co-host Aaron. He and I were jamming at one point in time, writing songs, and we'd get together every Thursday morning. And I remember he picked me up, and we had to go drop something off at his wife's work. She needed him to bring something to her. And then on the way there, he was like, "Hey man, like let's go on a Wawa run." And I was like, "Okay, I've never been there." So like, I remember going in, and it was just like, yes, it was this overwhelming.
Shut up, bitch.
It was this overwhelming experience because like the smells and all the construction workers. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning. It's full of construction workers, the smells, the air pump is already 15 cars deep. There's like fucking backhoes and skid loaders, parked over 4 spaces,
Yeah, they have to go in there. They got to go get their Newports.
It's the typical.
Their camels.
Yep.
Camels. No, they're getting their camels.
Yeah. This is like the typical Wawa scene early in the morning. There's like some homeless guy sleeping out by the garbage can. It's a whole process. You got the half dead college students, walking in there hungover, even though it was a Thursday. But yeah, so
they like to start on Wednesday night for partying.
Yeah. And so I remember I got a coffee. It was just the plain old Wawa coffee, and I put hazelnut creamer in it, because I'm like a hazelnut guy. And at this point in time, I was much heftier than I am right now, probably about 50 pounds heftier. And I remember I got 2 Sizzlies, and my oh man, holy shit, what an experience that was. While Aaron was running this shit into his wife at her job, I was chowing down in his rape van that they were using for his band at the time. Oh my god. I was just in heaven. When he came back, I was in like this psychedelic trance. I was like, dude, how have I never had Wawa before? Like the coffee I was so spoiled with too, because at that point I was really just getting into drinking coffee. I was like 19 years old. And it was like
what year was this? Let me ask you that.
2017. It was fall of 2017.
So you were a late bloomer when it came to Wawa.
Yeah, I know.
I forgive you.
It's it's bullshit because like I don't want to say my whole life, but like in my adolescence, my teenage years, Sean and I would go like jam with his cousin. His cousin's a drummer, and we'd go to jam with him. And Sean would always stop and get like a Red Bull or a coffee or a snack at Wawa before. I think it was the Easton Avenue Wawa. We would always stop.
Okay.
We'd always stop over there, and he would be like, "Oh, you want anything?" And I was like, "No, I'll just sit in the car." I was missing out.
Idiot
I was,
for that.
I was
You're a
missing
clown.
out for years, dude. Teenage Matt was an idiot and a clown, and I wish I could go back and slap the shit out of him for more reasons than just the Wawa. But case in point, yeah, my first Wawa experience I think was at 19, and it was
Wow.
It was absolutely. And see, the thing is, so like to that point, I was just starting to drink like diner coffee, which is generally pretty shitty, but it's coffee. So drinking this Wawa was like, it was a special treat. And I think it's really funny that you brought up about because we were saying about how the Florida Wawa doesn't count because they don't have winter. And I think that's part of the Wawa experience because we get these bitter cold days here in Pennsylvania and, New Jersey, if you want to count them. But the one thing with Wawa coffee is it's always like lava hot when you get it. And so, like, it's not a Wawa experience unless you take that first sip and just, like, completely, singe your esophagus and your whole mouth, and then you can't even taste the rest of the coffee. But it's like you get that contrast. It's like, it's like Antarctica outside, and then you're drinking this hot-ass coffee that just came from Satan's asshole.
Yeah, let me tell you, there's nothing better in my world. So, as you know, my real job is a professional wrestler, but I have a side hustle where I'm a janitor. I'm a fucking janitor. It's my side hustle. It's what I do to pass the time during the week until I can go wrestle.
Yeah.
And sometimes I have to shovel snow. There is absolutely nothing better than a nice hot coffee after shoveling snow all day. Nothing better than that. Zero.
Absolutely. So what's your go-to coffee order for Wawa?
I like any of the more seasonal kind of stuff, like the holiday blend's good.
So good.
My absolute downright favorite is the pumpkin spice. I'm a white girl. What can I say?
That's right. We've talked about that. Yeah.
Yes. So here's the life hack, and I don't want. It's a secret. Shh, don't tell anyone this, Matt. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just telling you and nobody else. Shh. So what you do is you take the pumpkin spice coffee, okay, and you put it into a cup, okay. And what you do?
Wow, I didn't know you put it into a cup.
Yeah. Yep. But now comes the hard part, right? You take the French vanilla out, untwist the cap, okay? And what you do is you put that in the cup too, okay? And then you grab one of those little stirrers, preferably one of the plastic ones, because fuck the planet. And you stir it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you grab a lid, a dome one, of course. Put that on top.
Oh, hell no. Okay. All right, continue.
All right, is this our first discrepancy?
All right. I'm sorry. I interrupted you.
So when I get my coffee, it's with the pumpkin spice and all, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you throw the dome lid on.
Okay.
And because I'm not a savage animal nor a police officer, I walk it up to the counter. I pay for it. I walk out. I put it in my cup holder and fucking spill it everywhere because that's just the way that Wawa coffee works.
Okay. Yeah, that's where the discrepancy was because I was always a dome lid guy until I got sick. So I think it was when I had my old car, my BMW, which was this old 2000. The inside of it was filthy when I got it. I think some big fat fuck owned it before me who just could not keep it clean, and like the one speaker was kicked in, like he couldn't get in and out of the car properly. It was filthy, and even like no matter how much I wiped out the cup holders, there was still just shit in them. So I didn't care about spilling my coffee in that car. But once I got my new Subaru, I was like, all right, got to be responsible. And I'm a flat lid guy now, and I'm always like sitting there trying to make sure because the cups don't fit properly. That was another thing. The BMW had these little like holders in the cup holder. It was weird, luxury. Okay. Now the cup jiggles around and shit, and I'm paranoid about that. So
here is why the dome lid is the right way to go. You could get a little bit more bang for your buck.
Okay,
it's like an extra, I don't know, maybe like a 69th of an ounce, but it counts.
Like
think about that.
Like when you get a Slurpee, right? And you gotta fill like the dome on the lid. Yeah, okay.
Exactly. You see well, you can't exactly fill the dome up. But when you have the flat lids, it kind of like when you press down on it, the coffee shoots out the top.
Yeah.
It's a fucking mess. And I haven't mastered the art of that yet. So
very good, very good. Well, it's funny that you said earlier a few moments ago about not being a savage and you actually buy your coffee. So I guess I lied. My first Wawa experience. So I guess like my first Wawa experience, my official one, was that time with Aaron. But before that, I just remembered about, I don't know, a year or two before. So I would have been like 18. My friend Jack and I, we were known each other since like 6th grade, grew up through high school together. And I remember after he got his license, there would be nights where he would come and pick me up and we would just go drive all over. We'd end up in the Poconos, we'd end up in New Jersey. The one night we ended up in Philly by accident. It was just like we'd go on these long, long drives. And the one night we're driving back from Stroudsburg and I was like, oh, like, we're 18, we're fucking hungry, So we pull into this Wawa in somewhere outside of Stroudsburg. And we went in and like I didn't know, I was under the impression that when you order the sandwich, you pay for it at the sandwich counter. So this is the first time I'm saying this on record. It's going to make me sound like such an idiot. Again, teenage Matt, total asshole, total idiot. So I order the sandwich on the screen. I take the order slip, whatever. I think I got a bag of chips and I paid for the chips. And I remember them calling my number and I was like, okay, cool. So I go up. I take the sandwich and I'm like waiting for someone to be like, oh, can I see your slip? No one said anything to me. They just put the sandwich on the counter and walked away. So I was like, okay. So I put my slip in the basket and we just walked out of Wawa. And we get in the car and as we're like eating, I'm like, so dude, like, you don't actually have to pay for these with like real money? He was like, wait, what? What are you talking about? Real money? And I was like, well, like, no one asked me to like pay for it. I just put the slip in the basket. And he was like, dude, you're supposed to scan it at the register. So I was just like, well, if someone comes out and says something, I'll pay for it. But like, I don't know. So yeah, and it's funny because like it was an inside joke for a while that I was like a wanted man up in the Poconos for stealing a Wawa sandwich, even though that probably happens like every day, multiple times a day.
All that I'm going to say is that story right there is just one extra reason for Wawa to sponsor me and not you.
Sorry, Wawa.
You owe them money.
I would like to think I've purchased my fair share of Wawa over the last however many years since that happened. I've given them what they deserve, and they still deserve more from me.
Yeah, no, there's no way to give back exactly what we owe to them. There's just no shot, no way.
Is there anything else you want to touch on before we dive into some Wawa memories to close this episode out?
The little pre-made, like the spicy wrap that they have, those little like chicken wraps that they have.
Yeah, those are good.
It's a fucking spicy Chipotle one.
Yes.
Bussin'. They put the green peppers in there.
Oh yeah.
And it's just the perfect touch. The beef jerky's overpriced there, but that's fine because it's actually cheaper than most other little gas station places.
Right.
So, what else? What else do we got?
This is one thing I want to know, and I don't know if you have the answer for it. I've seen some places, like on social media, that you can get wraps at Wawa, like not like in the cold case, but like on the screen you can order a wrap.
Yes.
But
okay.
I've never actually been to a Wawa where I could do that.
So, I've only ever gotten the breakfast ones, and here's what you do, right? This is one of my favorites. Like if I'm going to work out on a Sunday morning, I stop at Wawa. I need my bang and I need my wrap. Okay, so what I do is you get the wrap with egg white. Mm-hmm. Fuck the spinach. It really wants me to get spinach, but I say absolutely not. Get some chicken in that bitch. Throw some Chipotle sauce on there.
Ooh.
You have to wait about 15 minutes to eat it because it's hot.
Yeah.
It's really fucking hot. But once you hold it out the window, and I swear this is what I do, I hold it out the window, take a bite into it to get it opened up, hold it out the window for a little while. But when you can finally bite into it without murdering your entire mouth, it is my favorite.
That's amazing. That is
my favorite breakfast article.
I'll have article.
Yeah, it's a good word.
That's beautiful.
I don't know if it really fits the bill for what we're talking about, but
breakfast article. Well, how many new T-shirts do we have from this episode? I think it's 2 now. We're gonna have like a hand holding a burrito, and then we're gonna have what was like the John. There was some sort of John one that you made.
I don't know.
We'll play it back.
Replay it right now. Yeah, replay it right now in the episode, and that way. Oh yeah, it was. Ooh. I like to throw a little Parmesan up on that. Bad Larry.
Parmesan.
Sick.
Yeah. It's funny too, you know, when you go between Wawas, there's I don't even call it a discrepancy, because I feel like discrepancy is like minute, but like you can definitely tell the differences between Wawas, which ones are shitty and it's not shitty because it's Wawa, it's shitty because of the workers there, because some of them are much better than others. Like I know the one on Broad Street's generally okay, but it really depends on when you go. Because I've had cashiers there. Like the guy today when I got my coffee, he told me to have a nice day. He was very pleasant.
What's his name? Let's see. What's his name?
Bro, I don't even know. He was just some guy who was around our age.
Okay.
But I've been there before, like in the morning, and the girl didn't even say hi to me, didn't even say good morning.
Yeah, sometimes they don't say a word.
And it was kind of rude. I was kind of like, wow, I'm almost tempted to bitch to Wawa about this on Twitter.
Here's how I base my response on everything, right? If I don't get a hello, how are you, or anything like that, they don't get a have a good day at the end.
Yeah, that's true.
But if they get a nice have a nice day, sir or ma'am, if they say hello, good afternoon, or how are you?
Yeah.
Even though they don't give a fuck about how I'm doing, but that's okay.
Hell
It's
no.
the thought that counts.
Of course. Like I went to the Quakertown Wawa one time.
Okay, which one? The one next to Chick-fil-A?
Yes.
Okay, if you are ever going that way, when Triple WA and Tommy Vecs are both in town together, that's where you can find me before and after the show.
Oh, you doubled down on it.
Goddamn right. Before I go, I have to get my coffee.
Absolutely.
And then on the way home, I have to blow my payday.
Yeah, your $15 and a blowjob from James Brickhouse. That's. I'm gonna have to make that joke every time you're on. I'm sorry. It's a classic.
Yeah. Oh, robble.
But it's funny when Sean and I were doing Triple WA every month a couple of years ago. I remember the one month was just a total dud, and so like the next month we were like, man, we gotta get hyped. Because last month we weren't hyped, so we had a Wawa run beforehand. We both got the 24-ounce. I think we both got a Red Bull, too. I didn't drink mine. Sean drank it, or he drank one. But, yeah, we had to stop at Wawa because, you know, we were the fire in the crowd there. But that's already been told. That story's already been told. But, yeah, Wawa in Quakertown, dude. The one time I went there and all of their coffees were empty. Every single, like... And no one was coming to fill them either, because there was like 15 people standing there, and some old guy goes up and he's like trying to mix whatever is left, and they're just all dripping. There's nothing.
Oh, that's a sad time, and I'm not one to say, hey, your coffee's out. Can you do something about that? I'll just get a different kind of coffee. Even if somebody's standing right there, I won't.
Well, but that was the issue. All of them were empty. Every single flavor. It was ridiculous. And I think I was on a Wawa run before SummerSlam one year, and that's when that happened. And I was like, what the fuck, Wawa? Like, what's going on here? But also at that Wawa is where I had the best burrito I've ever had at Wawa. It was the veggie one, you know. However they assembled it, it was absolutely perfect. Perfect mix of ingredients, very nicely wrapped. It was beautiful. And then I got the same exact order at the Broad Street one, and it looked like a fucking Boom Boom Explosion diaper. It was horrible. It wasn't even wrapped up properly. It was like they forgot to put the chipotle sauce in it. There was no cheese in it. I was like, "What?" That's
tragic.
I was like, "What?" And that's where I'm like, "Damn!" Like, I love the Broad Street Wawa, but at the same time, when you get service like that, you're like, "What the hell?" You know.
But you know what? If you're in MLB, right? I don't know if you're a baseball guy. I don't really care. And you knock it out of the park 99 out of 100 times. That's just unfucking real.
Yeah, this is true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a $1 trillion contract right there.
Right.
So I think you could let the one slide if every other time you go there, it's
Oh, for sure. Yeah. No, for sure. Wawa's, if that's one thing I can say, Wawa is consistent. For sure. So some Wawa memories. Speaking of burritos, I've told this story before, but I'll bring it up again. This was late 2019. I had gone to a wedding during the day, and it was one of those things where I think I worked. I had a donut shift at 2 a.m., got home, had a wedding at 11 a.m., went to the reception, barely ate anything all day because they had like a brunch as like their reception. So, you know, you're eating like a small portion of like egg casserole. I had like 3 coffees in me, some fruit salad. I'm like shaking because I have like 500 calories in my stomach for the whole day, you know. So like after the wedding, I went home and I was doing some stuff, and then I went to meet my friend John to get my car washed where he works. And I was like, dude, I got to get some food before we go back to hang out at your house. I've eaten like nothing all day. So I stopped at Wawa. And this was my first time thinking, you know what? I'm going to try a Wawa burrito. And I don't know what it was in me. I wasn't stoned. I don't smoke. I don't drink. You know, I was completely sober. But for some reason, I thought it would be a good idea to put honey mustard in my chicken burrito. It was chicken, rice, beans, lettuce, tomato. I thought, you know what, honey mustard might be good. I think it was just because it was like going to the store hungry. It just sounds good.
No, you don't do that. You have a meal before you go to the grocery store.
Yeah, and
That's what it is.
And I remember getting back to his house and like, I think I got a salad too. I ate the salad and then we went in his basement. We were playing Madden, and I take a bite of this burrito and I'm like, something's off about this. Like, I don't know what it is. And you know, now that I've had time to really think about it, it was the fact that I put honey mustard in a burrito. So that wasn't on Wawa. That one was on me for sure.
I could see why you would think that might be okay though. To add a little bit of sweetness to that. I guess I kind of get it. I'm not a honey mustard guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that, you know what the worst is?
What?
When they accidentally, or sometimes it's on me, if they get sweet peppers on there instead of banana peppers.
Do you not like
and then
sweet
you bite
peppers?
into it, it's like, what the fuck why is it so sweet? And then I have to go in and peel them all out.
Okay.
It's a whole shitty experience, but.
So are you not a sweet pepper guy? You're just.
No, give me some spice.
Okay. Well, what if they're both on there? You don't like the mix?
To me.
No.
I just don't like sweet on my hoagie.
It's fair.
Also side of pickles. You got to get a side of pickles with it. Get the little thing. And sometimes when they're balling out, they'll give you a small soup thing filled with pickles. It's
really
fucking great.
Wait,
my God.
Wait, how do you do that?
It's like when you're on I think it's on the screen where it's like all the lettuce and stuff like that. Yeah, jot this down. It's like side order. It says on the bottom there, and then you go in. You can pick which side you want on the side, and you could get your pickles on the sandwich well as on the side.
No shit.
And that's one of those things. Sometimes they don't do it, but if they don't do it, I don't say anything because it's not that big a deal to me.
Yeah, it's just pickles.
Yeah, on the side. I already have them on the sandwich.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah. You know, there's one thing I've noticed about Wawa pickles, and I feel like this has happened somewhere, maybe Subway. Well, first of all, let's be real here. I'm not much of a Subway guy. I'll eat it if it's the only thing available, but if I got to choose between the two, it's Wawa every day.
You'd be stupid to pick anything like different than that.
Well, my girlfriend is a Subway person. I've gotten her on the Wawa train though.
How?
How?
Is she there right now?
No, she's not.
Get her on the horn. Fucking call her. I need to have a word with her right now.
She used to work for Subway, and I think this is her argument. This is her argument. Wawa puts too much meat on the sandwich.
That is stupid. That is dumb. What the fuck, Kayla? What the fuck?
Oh my God. Yeah.
Now I'm mad. Like that pisses me off for real, because that's my big bitch. Why would I want more bread than meat?
Her whole thing is that Subway puts more vegetables.
That's fuck vegetables.
Oh my God. But I will say, because when I first met her, she was like, oh, Wawa, bleh. And now since we've been together for how long, she's down for Wawa anytime I'm down for Wawa, and she's found things that she likes. So, I'm slowly converting her. It's okay. You can breathe.
I'm mad. That pisses me off. That makes me real mad.
God.
That makes me real mad. Uh-oh. Somebody wants to come make sure I'm okay.
For those who can't see with their ears, Tommy's dog is climbing into his lap.
Making herself at home. Maybe you get the little sniff sound. Actually, I introduced my girlfriend to Wawa as well.
Well, of course, because she's from Maryland.
Actually, do you want to hear the interesting part?
Sure.
She lived closer to a Wawa than I did.
And she never
There's
been
a
to
Wawa
one.
right there. Yeah, no, I guess it was like new when we first were talking, and I would like to credit pumpkin spice coffee and the fact that she enjoyed it so much. I credit that a lot into our relationship in the early days.
Okay.
A big bonding point.
Okay.
Wawa in general was a big bonding point.
Okay. It's interesting how coffee brought you guys together, because coffee was the initial bonding point between myself and Kayla as well. So.
Yeah, and well, the thing is, she was a Starbucks employee at the time, so she was kind of engrossed in the coffee game.
Okay.
But I talked her into Wawa, so.
So is she like more of a Wawa coffee person now than a Starbucks, or is it like the Subway Wawa comparison, but she's like Starbucks?
I think I'd be curious. She's a Wawa coffee drinker, but I'd be very curious to know if there was a Starbucks conveniently located by us. If that would change her thought on that.
Okay, yeah.
So the answer to your question is maybe. I don't know.
Gotcha. Do you remember, I want to bring it up because I wrote it down, do you remember before COVID when Wawa had the milkshake machines?
Yeah, those things were disgusting.
For those who don't know, you could like make your own milkshake. You would like pick a flavor out of the freezer and like, I don't even know, it would like poke a hole in the top, I think.
You'd peel off the top.
Is that what it was?
And drop it into a little cup. And the cup would raise it up into a blender.
That's right.
Which I had insider information that those things were just fucking moldy and disgusting.
I mean, I'm not surprised. I've heard the same thing, and this is a place I hate, Arby's. They're like cheese machines. Apparently no one cleaned. There was like a post on Reddit, and they were like, never get the beef and cheddar because no one cleans the cheese machine. Someone said they went in to service one, and it was just like you said, caked in like green slime and cheese. So absolutely disgusting. I could see where the milkshake machines would get the same way.
Yeah, I don't understand how you can like keep up with getting them clean. It's just the constant use, different flavors. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they got it right now. Those milkshakes that they have there are beyond incredible.
Oh my God. Did you have the Chips Ahoy one when it came out?
Yes.
Oh, so good.
That was, yes. I'm a cookies and cream guy myself.
Oh, cookies and cream.
And their cookies and cream is.
See, here's the problem is like, I can't eat ice cream really because my body does not.
Are you lactose intolerant?
I wouldn't say, because like I eat pizza and stuff and like I'm fine, but it's if I overdo it. Like if I have ice cream, dude, if I have milk, I'm gonna shit myself in like less than an hour. Or if I have ice cream, it either like totally blocks me up or I shit my pants. It's like there's no happy balance. It's weird because like pizza's fine, cheese on like salad is fine, but like when it comes to like straight up milk products like that, I just can't do them.
Yeah, no, I don't envy you for that. I like me some milk.
Almond milk, oat milk. I'm an oat milk kind of guy.
Fuck that. I mean, like, sure, but I don't want it to taste like nuts. I'm not a big nut guy.
Really, you don't like the flavor of nuts?
Like, it's fine, but I'd rather give me the cow milk.
You want the? Okay.
Give me the cow milk.
Okay.
Straight. Yo, speaking of milk.
Uh-oh.
Wawa's chocolate milk.
Ooh.
Is the greatest fucking chocolate milk in the entire world.
I don't know if you're the first. I feel like someone else has told me that as well.
This is something that I'm passionate about. This is a hill that I'll die on.
Wawa chalky milk.
Yes, it is so good.
Okay.
Holy shit. I forgot about it. I haven't had it in a while. Too much sugar.
Well, now when you go to get your Italian hoagie with...
I'm going to need a milkshake. I'm going to need chocolate milk.
You're going to need some chipotle sauce on the hoagie.
Yeah, I don't know if that doesn't sound very appetizing to me right now.
What, all of them together?
No, the chipotle sauce and Italian hoagie.
I had you convinced about 20 minutes ago.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what ends up going on.
We'll see what. I'll bring you one next time I see you. I will literally show up to one of your pay-per-view viewings, and I'll be like, here.
You know what we're gonna do? You know what we're gonna do for WrestleMania?
What?
Wawa catering.
Oh, shit, yeah. Beautiful. What a beautiful episode this has been. It's funny, I have a random... So you're talking about the chalky milk, and this isn't something that's, like maybe a Wawa branded thing, but another memory I have. So, like, when my sister and her family first moved back up north, and they were, I was hanging out with Sean, like, almost every weekend, and we would go out on these, like, stupid, like, late-night Walmart diner runs, and for whatever reason, when I was up, like, late at night, I would get these really, really strong cravings for Gatorade.
Okay. Oh, dude. That's a very real thing.
And it's weird because, like, all I drink is water and coffee, but for whatever reason, I would just be like, fuck, I really want a Gatorade. Oh, my God. Like, I'm so thirsty. And, like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I will go to Wawa, and I think I've showed up at your house like this before, too, where I get, like, the giant fucking bottle of Deer Park, But, like, I would have to stop every time, and it could be 2 a.m, and I could be going to bed right after we get home. I would have to get, like, 2 Gatorades, because you can never just get one. You have to get, like, your 2 favorite flavors.
Well, it's a 2 for $3 special.
Absolutely, always.
2 for $3.33 or whatever the hell it is.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I would always have to stop at like 2 a.m. and get Gatorade. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know about what you. So you would leave the house at 2 a.m, 3 a.m.
No. This
or would you stock up beforehand?
No, this is like on the way home from Walmart. Like we're in Walmart.
Yeah, you did say that. I'm sorry, I was distracted by a dog.
Yeah. For those who can't
ugly.
For those who can't see with their ears, Tommy's dog is still on his lap.
Yeah, like she was looking into the camera a little bit, and it was just hilarious to me.
Well, she's doing it right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past her to attack the screen. She's dumb. You dumb.
But yeah, we'd be out at Walmart at like 2 a.m, or we'd be leaving John's Plain and Fancy in Quakertown, and I'd be like, fuck, I want some Gatorade. I need a Gatorade right now.
Yeah.
So you got to get... Now, here's the thing. So what's your... You like Gatorade, right?
Yeah, Red's my favorite, personally.
Oh, God.
But the yellow's a close second.
Like the lemon lime yellow.
Yes, sure. I don't know, the one that's yellow, the one that looks like piss.
Okay, yeah. It's hard to tell because, like, some people call it yellow. I call it green. I don't know.
But it doesn't look like green at all.
It looks like a highlighter.
It's like Mountain Dew colored.
Yeah, okay.
I guess. I don't know. Yeah. I'm going to go... When I go to Wawa, I'll take a picture of the one.
Send a picture to me. Yeah, no. For me, it's either the lemon lime or the orange or the light blue. It's called, like, Arctic Blast or something like that.
Yeah, the blue's good. I don't know. If right now I was going to get a Gatorade from Wawa, I'm going to grab the red.
The red, damn. I'll have to have a red Gatorade soon because I don't...
It's good.
It's been that's the fruit punch, right?
Yeah, yep.
Damn. See, I don't remember fruit punch being like thirst quenching. It's weird. I'm weird with shit like that though.
But in my opinion, like, I don't drink water at all. Like, the perfect thirst quencher for me is a Diet Mountain Dew.
Fair enough.
For real.
Fair enough.
So we can't end off without talking about one of the most iconic items on the entire Wawa menu.
Okay.
Can you guess what it is?
No, I can't.
Mac and cheese.
Oh, holy shit.
Oh, see?
Ooh, how did I forget? Thank you for the save. We could have ended this and we would have never talked about it.
It's something that's very, very important to talk about.
Of course. All right. Well, I remember sitting here the one night with my friend Jack, and we had just gone to Wawa, and of course I got a hoagie. This was early on in my Wawa life cycle.
Okay.
And
early on in the relationship.
Yeah, I got a hoagie, whatever, and I remember he got like the fucking family size mac and cheese, and this dude's like skinny. I was just telling Kayla about this. Jack, for as long as I've known him, has been he's working out now. He's gaining, but like at the time he was like a fucking skeleton, and this dude can eat. And he would never gain a pound. It was nuts. But he's sitting here, and I remember over the course of like 4 to 6 hours, he ate this whole tub. Like, he would eat some, and he would take a break, and we'd be doing whatever, playing Minecraft, and then he'd go back to it. I didn't eat it, though. And then the one night, I think last year, maybe 2 years ago almost, I'm at Wawa, and I'm like, damn, you know what? Like, I got one of those, the melts, when they had like the sandwich melts. I got one of those, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to try this mac and cheese. And they had sriracha mac and cheese.
Okay.
Shit was bussin'. Because, I mean, you like spicy.
Yeah. No, that's good. That sounds, yeah.
But either way, mac and cheese. So what's share your love for the Wawa mac.
This goes back into story time. And to be honest, I just want to get the story in. I don't remember if this is what I got, but I'm going to pretend as if it is. So the year was probably about 2016 or so.
Okay.
And we got a massive snowstorm.
Okay.
At the time, Wawa employee, me clapping, Aaron lived close by to me, right?
Yeah.
So we were just chilling, hanging out, and we decided, you know what? It's fucking Wawa time. But our cars, we're not getting out in the car. There's no way. So we walked from the south side of Bethlehem across the Vinci Trail Bridge in the roadway.
Oh, no.
In the roadway, because there were no cars out. And we walked to the Broad Street Wawa. All for the mac and cheese. Not all for the mac and cheese.
You had to have you made it worthwhile and gotten some other stuff, though, right?
Oh, dude, we stocked up.
Okay, of course.
I don't remember the details of things. I get hit in the head a lot.
I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't just for the mac.
So the area that we walked is a decently populated area. For those who don't know what Bethlehem is. Yeah. All 2 of you.
Yeah.
But that's like a pretty trafficy area for our little area here.
I would say so.
And there we are, snowstorm, just fucking walking across the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Cop comes the other way, doesn't say a word to us. We're walking in the lanes of traffic with 16 inches of snow on the ground around us. I think that's the only other Wawa story that I can think of off the top of my head. That's like, wow. Apart from like, I got a flat tire once while driving, which you can listen to the other podcasts and hear that story. And where I stopped off was a fucking Wawa.
Yeah. It's just, Wawa's always there. I think that's a good wrapping point. Wawa will always be there for every...
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Wawa.
Amen. Well, that was beautiful. What a great episode it was today. We chatted our love for Wawa. For those listening, thank you if you're still listening. Follow us here on SoundCloud. Go check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Fueled by Coffee Pod. Buy some merch. Sign up for the email newsletter. Tommy will. But
most importantly,
go buy some Wawa. Oh,
fuck sheets.
Okay, yeah, I would agree with that.
We talked enough about Wawa, and people are probably hungry if they're listening. So fuck sheets.
You know what we got to do now? We got to do a sheets hate episode.
Can we?
I think we should. Check in season 5. The sheets hate episode. Yeah. Now, Tommy will be on later this season. We're actually going to talk about, and it's funny, he brought this up, how he's had dozens and dozens of, I almost said millions, dozens of ideas.
Probably millions.
The millions of ideas he's had that have never panned out. And it's funny because sitting down and really thinking about it, I've had a lot of ideas that I just never followed through on too. So that'll be an interesting one coming later this season. Thank you all for listening. Your support means everything. Check back in 2 weeks. We're actually going to be talking to my good friend Rob, who I worked with at Peapod, a.k.a. Robitussin. We're going to be chatting about our time at Peapod, and he wants to talk about cryptids, like mysterious creatures and the Jersey Devil and weird shit, unexplainable shit. So tune in 2 weeks for the next episode, and we'll see you all on the next one.